So what is the perfect human diet? Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know. You see, I wasn't there thousands of years ago when God breathed life into Adam and Eve, and I wasn't around 1,000 years after that either, despite what my daughter's friend Sydney thinks. Gee. Do I look that old? Now, if you don't believe in God, that's okay. That's not what this video is about. Just stick with me. Stay tuned for a moment, please. Let's talk about the perfect human diet. Is the carnivore diet the perfect human diet? Is there such a thing? I don't know. I'm just going to share with you what I believe based on what I found eating this way for almost 70 days now. In this video, we're going to be talking about eating steak, ground beef, eggs, butter. Some might call it paleo, some might call it carnivore, some might call it keto. I call it Josh's diet. Eating this way has made me feel so much better over the last 65, 70 days. I started July the 1st, 2023, and at the time of recording this, it is September the 6th of 2023. So I'm not that great at math. That's about 65 days. But did you know there's over 100, and in fact, that's probably not even right. There's probably 500 different eating plans or diets out there on the internet. In fact, if you were to Google right now, go to your computer and Google diet plan or meal plan and watch miraculously as your laptop starts to smoke and fizzle and make all kinds of weird noises. You'll see things like how to eat, how to lose weight, how to be healthy, how to put on muscle, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? It's so overwhelming you don't know where to begin. And that's probably why none of us figure it out, or at least we don't figure it out for a very long time. I've been on and off diets since I was probably 18, 19 years old, and I'm 45. And no, that does not make me a boomer, Sydney. So listen, okay, so where do we start? Where's the best place to start? Well, in my opinion, it's with great granny. Think about it. What did your great granny eat? Was it the perfect human diet? Well, I mean, assuming you're in your 40s, like me, not a boomer. I know. I look amazing. I know. We're going to talk more about that later. Focus on the message here. Don't get lost in these good looks. So what did great granny eat? How did great granny eat? Well, she probably ate a lot closer to our ancient relatives than most of us. I'm willing to bet great granny lived before the invention of all these seed oils, all these other fake foods, all these factory farms, all this nonsense that they call food in this day and age. And I'm willing to bet that she ate meat, and she ate a lot of meat. And because she ate a lot of meat, she could kick your butt. She ate beef, bacon, eggs, milk, whole milk, possibly raw milk. And when it was in season, and only when it was in season, she would give herself a treat. What was that treat? Maybe it was some fresh berries. Maybe it was an apple. But it wasn't jamming fruit down her throat all day, every day. And of course, she probably grew some veggies in the garden with her mom. And you know what? Maybe some potatoes too. Great granny ate what the hipsters call clean, right? Or paleo. She didn't have any oat milk in her Starbucks. She didn't have any enriched white bread flour concoction. Now, she probably made some bread from time to time, but it was very time consuming. And she certainly didn't eat the whole flippin' loaf, Subway. Jeez, I can't believe they convinced all of us that that was healthy. Granny was pretty badass if you think about it. She really was. And you know what? She ate pretty close to the perfect human diet, in my opinion. And especially when you consider how different it is compared to today, where we get 60 to 70% of our total calories from ultra processed foods. And most of those are carbohydrates. And then we sit back and wonder why everybody's getting diabetes and turning into a big old fat mess.
No, I don't care.
Well, one day I stopped wondering and I started doing some research. I started researching how I could actually lose weight in a sustainable way. And in 2015, that's when I lost 70 pounds in 8 months with virtually no exercise. I didn't have a gym membership. I didn't step foot into a gym. I'd walk a little bit more as time would allow. As I felt better, I would increase that. And I did that following what I would consider a pretty sloppy keto diet. You know, I say sloppy because at that point, I had not yet gone fully down the rabbit hole with Alice. And I was about halfway, and I started seeing things and I started feeling things that led me to continue my journey. You see, at that point, I was still eating seed oils just like most of us are, because it's really hard to escape, especially if you're eating fast food. And yes, you can eat fast food and still lose weight. I've done a video on that. But if you want to be standing in front of the mirror feeling 10 foot tall and bulletproof, I think you just might find that when you do that, the carnivore diet, and I'm going to leave you with one last point of proof to kind of just hammer home this idea if you're a little, what my dad used to call it, thick. No, not fluffy, thick. Noted biochemist Bruce Ames, I'm reading this, so if you wonder why I'm staring down. Bruce Ames, noted biochemist, has spent a good portion of his career studying the compounds of plants. And in his research, he revealed some surprising facts about the plants that we eat. He states they contain a surprisingly rich array of natural pesticides. So many, in fact, that these natural pesticides contained within the plants that we eat far eclipse the man-made ones that health-conscious people pay extra money to avoid. Let me read that again. Natural pesticides contained in the plants far eclipse the man-made ones that health-conscious people pay money to avoid. In fact, 99.99% of the toxic pesticides that a person consumes daily are produced naturally by the plants themselves. Ames says the natural levels of these carcinogens in vegetables that we eat are commonly thousands of times higher than the levels of synthetic pesticides or man-made pesticides. This is a quote, once these toxins are removed from the diet of someone with an autoimmunity, miraculously, they begin to heal. Now, I'm not saying everybody out there has an autoimmune disease. I don't know, okay? I don't know that I have one either. But I do know that I feel better not eating certain foods. And it's interesting to me because when you're eating all this stuff that they claim is healthy, when you're eating kale, which has more pesticides than anything, by the way, when you're eating sugar smacks and corn pops, or wow, I'm dating myself. When you're eating whatever hip cereal is popular now, nobody bats an eye. You start eating, steak and eggs and bacon, people lose their minds. Folks, whatever you decide, you decide. Just decide. Decide something, right? I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying that you should do what I do. This is just information, right? This is information for you to ponder and make a decision for yourself. Keep in mind, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. And even though I recently stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, I don't pretend to be one either. Every one of my videos, including this one, is just my opinion. This is based on the information, the research that I've gathered so that I can use an unconventional way to lose weight, get healthier, feel better, and have more energy, more sustained energy, and more clear thinking as I get older. Because I am getting older, all jokes aside. I'm not a boomer, Sydney, but listen, I am getting older and I need to start taking better care of myself. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. And if you're wondering who Sydney is, it's my oldest daughter's goofy friend who thinks I'm a boomer. I'm not a boomer, I'm Generation X. Greatest flipping generation there is. If you're enjoying this content, if you're having fun with me, because that's the point of this channel, is have a little bit of fun, give a little bit of education, then I would consider it an honor if you like this video, share it with somebody you care about, hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell so you never miss another video. And remember, the best diet, the very best diet, the perfect human diet, carnivore, is the diet that you can stick with. And in my opinion, the carnivore diet is the perfect human diet, and it's got some really, really tasty benefits.